Oh, so you're going to have lawn down in here?
Yeah.
What is happening with the dirt isn't what's happening on the plan.
Thinking like sunken ground tramp in there.
I get it now. I get the driveway. Plants will come here, that will be blocked.
The site is just really steep, so trying to make it as natural looking as possible. And the slope, I wouldn't want it any steeper for planting on.
Hey, I'm Josh, a builder here in New Zealand, and let me introduce you to that build up there. Previously, we went unconditional on the site. We started earthworks so that we could build retaining walls. And next, we're going to start planting. That's right, next up is landscaping. Coming up, I'll show you how the landscaper changed our design. I'll break down our landscaping plan in detail and stick around to the end of the video where I'll talk about why we are planting now. But first, let's introduce Katie.
Morning, I'm Katie Bailey from Moat Landscape Design. I've developed the landscape concept plan for the site.
It was actually Nicole who introduced Katie to the company a couple of years ago.
Katie Bailey is a legend around Silverstream, and I met her for the first time at Play Centre. And she was kind of our grounds person. She did everything. She was there in the weekends. She was raking leaves. She came up with this entire landscaping plan for our play centre. So everything she touched just always looked awesome. You can just tell when there's been a plan all along.
What blew me away about Katie is her passion for plants. Katie believes that a good landscaping design should both be beautiful and functional.
My only other thing, and I mentioned this to Nicole before, was if this is a football area up here, it's going to be a pain in the neck when balls disappear off the side of it.
I reckon
so
we planted
real
thick, real high.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be solid though, or do you think it should be a solid
it'd be
hedge?
relatively solid.
Okay.
Yeah, because the balls will just
Another Grizzolinia?
fly. I think
something
probably
like that.
has to be something like that.
Yeah.
My concern is just to make sure we've got something on the edge. Obviously, if a ball goes over here, it's going to be really hard to get it back. So we're thinking a hedge, a very densely planted hedge is probably the way to go. Something like a broadleaf or a tōtura. Probably about, I'm thinking 1.2. So we don't want to look over it, but it needs to do the job of keeping the balls in as much as possible.
Both of us at the same time moved into the school, the local school, with our kids, and she started taking over landscaping there. She knows everything about trees. She knows everything about plants. She's just kind of one of those people who has really embraced being a landscaper.
Katie's passion for landscaping is very evident when you see her on site, the way she's interacting with the workforce and the plants and her care for the land.
We knocked it out in 6 hours.
Oh wow!
Because you just put the spade in and the hole opened up.
Yeah. So you just kind of put it in, shuffle plants. Yep. They would have been root trainers too, were they? So the little small slim ones. Yep. They're the typical ones for revegetation planting, and it's super fast, isn't it?
Yeah. So she knows all the seasons that you can plant things. She knows the soil that we have and what can grow in it. She knows this is a windy area, so this type of tree isn't going to grow. She knows everything about plants. It's so epic to be around.
I'm so pumped that I chose Katie. You know what you can choose to do is go ahead and click subscribe. It really does help us out. Because we met Katie early on in the design, we were able to make sure that the landscaping plan and the house plan were interacting with each other, rather than this one being done first with no thought about this one. I know it's a slope and we're going to have to do some retaining and some decking, but we want to walk out of our house onto dirt.
So we started thinking about landscaping probably at the same time as we were doing the plan. We learnt a lot of lessons from previous builds. I mean, that's the awesome thing about the fact that we've built over 70 homes now, that landscaping and the plan go hand in hand. They have to happen at the same time. You can't think about landscaping midway through your build.
On all my other builds, I get excited, so excited, you get a slab down, and then before you know it, the build gets a life of its own. And it's too late to get a digger in. It's too late to move earth around.
The main reason for us to have to think about landscaping at the very early stages is that the house will essentially block us getting any kind of dirt or big diggers or machinery down the back of our property. So we had no choice but to start down the bottom. And obviously our house wasn't going down the bottom, so the landscaping had to happen first.
So how did the landscaper change our design?
So Katie saw our very, very first iteration of a concept.
Oh, so you're going to have lawn down in here?
Yeah.
All the way across.
Yeah, did you see?
And she was the one who said, hey guys, I think you're a little bit too far out of the ground here. What's going to happen is you're just going to get like pummeled with the wind that's coming through here. Why don't you work with the land and kind of sink into it? There's not much you can do about your top level. That has to be at the driveway height. But instead of hanging out from that level, why not do like a level here and a level here? And we're just kind of, our minds exploded because we never even considered doing that.
It's not just starting with doing the physical work on site first. It's starting with involving the landscape designer early while you're doing the concept, because the questions that the architect's going to ask you and the questions that the landscape designer are going to ask you are two different things coming from two different angles.
What did you have a vision for, like the flow between the pool and down onto this lawn?
So she very, very much shaped the design of the house. The whole split level thing going down the hill is 100% Katie Bailey's input.
Then the next stage will be to plant it out. Put some wall matting down, just make sure everything's all kind of stabilised as we're coming into the winter, and plant very thickly with, we're going to use native plants in this part of the site. It's mostly a very clay substrate, so we want something that can handle those conditions. There's already a lot of kind of native plants, manukas, kanukas, cortaderia, around the perimeter of the site, so we're actually going to use a lot of those plants because we know that they already thrive here and do really well. So that's the plan. We are going to, as I said, like put a wall matting to help the bank because as soon as you get rain it just erodes the soil that's sitting there. So bare soil is a really bad thing on a construction site in winter, so we'll cover it up and get it planted, and as the plant roots get developed, and they'll help stabilise the bank.
So babe, what was the idea of the 3 levels?
We will do all our entertaining. The idea of that being like when you come in, you're either one of 2 people, you're a family.
Taller. Babe, how cool to be here. Afternoon sun, can you imagine? Be having a glass of wine on there, we could be under the covered deck over there. Like, look at like how magical and peaceful this spot is.
I know, it's so perfect. The site is just constantly evolving. I purposely don't go for a couple of days. I like to go every 3 to 4 days, or maybe once a week, because I love the visual progress. I love to get to site and be like, whoa, so much has changed.
Morning.
Good morning. This is cool.
So what's today? Saturday, the day after Easter.
18th. No, that's wrong.
Yo, it's Saturday the 19th, I think.
No, I think we've got to get the date right.
Yeah, Saturday the 19th of April. About to meet the landscape designer. So shipping container's gone in. And Nicole finally gets the vision for the driveway.
I get it now. I get the driveway. Plants will come here.
Yeah, yeah. Green roof on that box.
They'll be like up here, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you won't see over them.
No.
And that will be blocked.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. So where you are is the hedge.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
And we're going to talk about some of our landscaping out there. Working real hard to get a site set up properly.
A lovely sweeping hedge all the way around the edge of the driveway. And then tucked in behind it, there's going to be some lovely kind of, we'd like some like 3 lovely big remus popping out behind it. And then just lovely kind of understory, forest understory, native plants in there. And a path that kind of meanders down to take you down through the bushwalk down there.
We get Katie back every kind of week and a half, and she either agrees with that it's going well, or she says like this part's wrong and not quite working. And I think that's the beauty of having someone who's so passionate about landscaping and plants that she can look at it and just know that it's right or wrong.
Yo, so it is Tuesday 22nd of April. So this week on site, I've got the slab guys and the builder over there, and we're real close to doing like actual building work. Right now we're still setting up, so tomorrow power, water gets dropped in there. I'm getting temp power there, got to get loo, getting everything set, getting the zones right. Just top wall, but yeah. Temp, power here, yeah. Temp, water here.
Okay, cool. And then come over and you want a sign up here.
Yeah, with that big sign here.
Yep.
If you're loving these videos but you want to know more and specifically want stuff that's going to help you with your building project, jump on our mailing list below. We would love to send you some extra information. The biggest thing is we were aiming for a gentle grade. We wanted the house to interact with the land, but we wanted it to feel natural. It was important to us that we could go outside in our bare feet and be grounded. Once we'd established a flat space on the utility side of the building, we could start talking about some of the fun stuff on the living side of the building. And from our house plan, we had 2 very clear zones. We had the outdoor alfresco area to the northwest of the building was zone 1, and then we had the view side. And at first, we thought that everything needed to be out on the view side. We had a list of wants and needs. Some of our needs were a flat lawn area for the kids to kick a ball, low maintenance planting, and then we had a bunch of wants. We want a sauna, a spa. Nicole wants a glass house to have wines with her friends. I want a shed where I can put all my toys and tools away from both the builders and the kids.
It's far too shiny. It's way too shiny.
I am getting hassled because this is a brand new hammer and it's way too shiny. But it's the bloody kids. The kids like go into my shed at home and use all my tools, and I love it. I love seeing them work around the house, but I don't love then going to get my tools and be like, where the heck's my hammer? This is legit the 3rd hammer I've had to buy. You bring out the thing here. Legit, he's like laughing at me because it's too flash and I'm trying to get the stickers off.
I will break down the plan for you. So at the very, very top, you can see you come down the driveway. To the left of that, we have a bike shed for the boys, where they can dump their bikes and scooters as soon as they come in. Then you come down a little bit further, we've got kind of like a parking area. We imagine that we are going to have 4 boys and 4 cars, hopefully no more than that. So on the right side is natives, where I'm hoping to get a bunch of ferns growing in there. I would really like it to like kind of be like low level and lush. And then on the left side is going to be a big Grizzlinia hedge. So you come down and you're kind of in the like landing pad of the property. That area we imagine is going to be where they play basketball or scoot or just hang out with their mates. And then kind of up the side there is like where we'll be able to like push a trailer or something out of the way. And then that little green box there is a shed for wheelbarrows and lawnmowers, and off the side of that will be the wood storage area. And then just off the landing pad there, we've got a guest room. We have a lot of family come to stay, friends that live out of the area. We love to be able to host them. We want a place for people to come stay with us. So we've got a guest house there, and then kind of a room for a future tree house for the kids. It's like one of their like big asks. When you talk about like, what do you want in the house? My 9-year-old, all he wants is a tree house. If you walk along and into the front door, so all along there is a spine wall, and that will have like low level planting as well. Then we've got the outside deck area, which goes onto a grounding zone. I am a believer in grounding ourselves. I get shit about this from Josh all the time, but I believe that we need to connect with our bare feet onto the bare earth as often as we possibly can. So if I go to the beach or something, I will instantly take my socks and shoes off. Josh loves the grounding zone because I've got my feet out. And then down from the grounding zone is another little deck area with a glass house. A lot of people think a glass house is for growing plants. My glass house is for drinking wine and getting away from all the boys. It's going to be just kind of like an undercover sitting area that's got a little fire in it, and I'm going to have rugs and throws, and maybe I'll grow some plants in there. But generally it's for drinking wine. And then down from that is the football lawn. We have 4 kids who are football mad, so we needed a space for them to kick a ball around. And then we go down another bank and into like another little shelf area. The putting green has actually been deleted. There wasn't enough room for it in reality, and there's only room for an in-ground trampoline down there now. Coming up around, there's more native bush area, more planting, and then a little deck off of our bedroom and a sauna and spa.
Yo, Sign Up Squad, you've made it to the end of another video. To be honest, everyone involved in this project has been more passionate than me about something. Craig is passionate about his excavators. Nathan, the geotech, loves dirt. And Katie and her passion for plants is no different. For me, when you're building a team, it makes sense to find people that are more passionate than you. I don't want to be a plant expert. I don't know about excavators, and I know that I'm not the type of person that will keep them cleaned and maintained. So it's better for me to align with people where that's their thing. I've got my thing, which is, as well as making these epic videos, building houses. I love seeing the house come up out of the ground. I love being the composer that brings all the bits and pieces together, but I don't want to be the digger driver, I don't want to be the concrete placer, and I don't want to be the landscape architect. I want to find the best people and set them up for success. And so whatever you're tackling, whether you're in your own business or whether you're working, always look for people smarter than you and work out how to work with them. Work out how to give them their zone and set them up for success, and they concentrate on what they're good at and I concentrate what I'm good at, and ideally you have a harmony. Harmony is what it's all about. Everyone should be loving what they're doing. I have no doubt in my mind that if you've watched all the way to the end of this video, you have already clicked the subscribe button, so thank you very much for that. Remember, we're dropping these videos every Saturday, 5 p.m. The next one is gonna be a goodie.